The calendar moves forward, and more eyes are turning to the year 2026. Some believe it will be just another year. But according to ancient prophecies, it could become the dividing line of our era, a point of no return for humanity. Wars, signs in the sky, and the fall of great leaders were all written centuries ago, and many believe those pieces are finally starting to fall into place. So what exactly is foretold for 2026? That's what we're going to uncover today. Get ready, because what you're about to hear may change the way you look at the future. Among the most unsettling prophecies is the one that speaks of wars powerful enough to shake the very foundations of civilization. Some ancient texts describe battles that would begin in distant regions, but soon draw in empires and great powers. Not isolated conflicts, but clashes that would redraw borders, devastate cities, and drag millions into chaos. Other manuscripts mention weapons of fire and thunder, leaving trails of destruction never seen before. To modern scholars, this could be an archaic description of advanced weaponry, the kind capable of turning a local dispute into a global catastrophe. What's most disturbing is that several of these writings emphasize this would occur in an era when all lands would be connected as one. Centuries ago, such a phrase was incomprehensible. Today, it perfectly describes a planet bound together by technology, trade, and digital networks, where a crisis in one part of the world can spread within hours. If these interpretations are correct, then 2026 may not be remembered as just another turbulent period. It could mark the beginning of a cycle in which no nation is safe, and where the fate of humanity itself may hinge on decisions made under pressure. In the midst of fear, uncertainty, and the looming shadow of a possible global collapse. If the first prophecies speak of wars on Earth, others turn their gaze to the skies. Ancient records describe strange lights, falling stars, and celestial bodies approaching Earth that would bring fear and destruction. For centuries, many saw these passages as metaphors, but in modern times they echo descriptions of comets, asteroids, and even rare eclipses that can alter life on a planetary scale. Some texts specifically mention the year when darkness will fall upon many lands at the same time, something scholars often connect to a great solar eclipse. Coincidence or not, in 2026 a total eclipse is predicted that will be visible across wide regions of the world, an astronomical event long regarded as a harbinger of dramatic change. For ancient civilizations, the sky was never just a backdrop. It was a message board. Every movement of the stars was read as a warning. And when those warnings aligned with times of instability, fear became inevitable. Will the sky of 2026 bring only natural phenomena, or could it become the stage for something far beyond our understanding? Beyond wars and signs in the skies, some prophecies speak directly of the fall of great leaders. Ancient texts mention thrones that will shatter and kings who will not finish their reigns. To many scholars, this symbolic language points to the collapse of governments, the deposition of rulers, or even the sudden death of figures of power. What's most unsettling is that these writings describe such events as part of a domino effect. When one leadership falls, the resulting power vacuum breeds chaos, opening the door to both internal and external struggles. The outcome is not just the downfall of one man, but the risk of entire nations slipping into instability. Looking at the present day, it's not hard to see growing tension across the globe, leaders under pressure, fragile regimes, and rising waves of opposition. Some believe that 2026 may be remembered as the year when this process reaches its peak, not just a change of names in power, but a complete redefinition of the structures that hold nations together. And if this interpretation is correct, we're not merely talking about politics, but about a scenario where the balance of the entire world could be put to the test. There is still one last theme that recurs across many prophecies, a warning that after wars, signs in the skies, and the fall of leaders, a period of deep transformation would arrive. Some manuscripts describe this moment as a rebirth amid the ashes. Others speak of a time when men would look into the mirror and no longer recognize themselves. But could machines, so similar to us that they blur the line of identity, lead humanity to lose the very essence of what it means to be human? For some modern interpreters, this points to a technological or even spiritual revolution, a time when humanity would undergo changes so radical that the past would no longer serve as a guide. And it is precisely here that 2026 becomes the central piece, not only as a year of turmoil, but as the beginning of something that could redefine our identity as a species. What these transformations truly mean, no one can say with certainty. But if history has taught us anything, it's that great changes rarely arrive peacefully. Subscribe.